Hello everyone, how are you? It's Laurie and I'm here to do your 12 houses reading. And we are going to start with an oracle card from the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. So let's go ahead and see what that is. I hope all of you are happy, healthy, and having some fun. Life's an adventure. Get out there and make it exciting. Or whatever you enjoy. Just get out there and enjoy life to the fullest. All right, let's see what your oracle message is going to be for this 12 houses spread. This is a reading for all zodiac signs. Some of you it's going to resonate completely 100% with. Others of you it may be in and out depending on your chart placements. So take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, let's go ahead and keep in mind, please, that whenever I give you an example, that's what it is. It's an example. It's not meant to be telling you that that's exactly what's happening in your life. All right, let's go ahead and see what your oracle message is here. I kept getting resilience when I was doing my pre-meditation. Before I start my readings, I take a little time to calm my mind, calm my energy. And I kept hearing resilience. So let's see what comes out here for you. We've got resistance. Ooh, maybe that's what I was hearing and not so much resilience, or maybe it's a combination of the two. Yes, Spirit is telling me your resilience comes from your resistance. Okay, let's see what this is about here. What does that mean? Card 25. I am hearing, let's see, resistance. Familiarize yourself with how resistance manifests for you. The overt and the covert, what you see and what you don't. If you continue to have doors slammed in your face, turn around. There will normally be an open door. Procrastination is just another kind of fear. Move forward with confidence and persistence. Okay, so there it is. There it is. Persistence comes from the resistance. I flow through resistance and I am in control. That's the quote that's right here for you. All right, this is also a waning crescent moon. Let's see where we are today. We're in the fourth house of Aquarius. I'm sorry, fourth quarter in Aquarius. Okay. So let's see what else this says. There are two kinds of resistance. The first type we encounter when we keep getting obstacles placed in our way or our way feels like it's blocked. For example, we try to get a particular job in a particular field, but no matter what happens and what we do, it doesn't seem to work. This is an external or overt resistance. Okay, not coming from ourselves necessarily, but it could be divine protection too. Covert, with a C, resistance, which occurs when we say we really want to do or complete something, but feel resistance not to do so. That's a little bit sneakier, okay? Either form of procrastination, all forms of procrastination fit into this category. Writer's block being a classic example. When we want to do something, but we get distracted and then we don't do it, or we just can't seem to engage our will strong enough, that is considered covert resistance. When we want to get rid of a bad habit, an addiction, an old pattern, or something else, in fact, anything that we are thinking of releasing during the dark moon, the new moon, which is coming up this Saturday, so that's important, okay? That's the fourth quarter in Aries transitioning into the new moon, which is the dark moon, okay? And when we feel that resistance in doing so, we have a big dose of covert resistance. We need to battle the second kind of resistance like we would battle a crafty and terrible enemy. We would benefit by raising our shields and sharpening our swords and have a strategy to remove that type of resistance. In fact, we would benefit if we can allow ourselves to flow through it. It's a battle we might have to fight more than once. Absolutely. In fact, this type of resistance is something that it does require usually multiple attempts to battle through it completely. We think we might be over it. We've only finished the first stage, or second or third. All right. So, but we will be resilient, and we will be vigilant, and and fight it we will. Because when we win, and we will win, the rewards are super incredible. Why do we resist the things we say that we want? Why? Why do we do that? Sometimes we don't really want those things. We think we do. Society tells us that we want those things, and we seem to think that that's what we really want, but it's not. Most times, though, we are frightened about what might happen if we do get what we have asked for. That's the message right here. What will people think? Will we lose our friends and family if we rise up, if we speak up, if we go after our dreams and our desires, which might not jive and fit in with what society expects of us, or our family or friends expect from us? Will it all be for nothing if we try and then we don't succeed? It's so important that we be willful and that we have courage. Sometimes it's going to be easier if you can find that mantra, that thing that your why for doing it, and then telling yourself that thing over and over again. Okay? Ask yourself, is this what I really want for me? And if it is, then tell yourself, I am worth it. And then you can stand up straight, put on your crown of sovereignty. Excuse me. Haven't had a rewind in a while. Okay, and that's when you can stand up straight, put on your crown of sovereignty of your own life, and go to battle against that resistance. All right? That's what this channel is about. You owning your own Empress energy. Whether you're male or female does not matter. It's about you fighting the resistance of yourself, of society, and going after those things that you want and believing that you are worthy, because you are. All right, the companion gemstone that goes with this message is the red jasper. And I did have a piece of red jasper out here just the other day. Do I have that here? Close by? It's in here. There it is. There's some red jasper right there. Okay. So if you're kind of wondering what it looks like, that's what it looks like. All right. I know I have a different... Oh, that's also a cut piece of red jasper. Don't know why I was called to do that, but somebody wanted to see what red jasper looks like, so now you know. All right, so resistance and persistence. All right, let us move on into your actual 12th house reading here. We're going to put this right at the middle of your reading, actually. So we've got your first house. Well, sorry. Let me make sure I got my cards facing the right way here. Let's go ahead. We're going to cut the deck for you. That's your first house, second, third, fourth, fifth. We can move these up a little bit. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th house. All right, we got it laid out pretty quick today. That was awesome. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the strength card showing up. You have the strength to get through what you need and to do what you need to do. All right, let's go ahead and start this message for you. In your first house, which is your appearance, your persona, how you present yourself to the world, how the world perceives you, how you perceive what you're putting out to the world. 7 of Swords, a strategist, a planner, a thinker, somebody who trusts in the process with the 7 of Swords. You've got the yellow ribbon wrapped around that very large center sword point here, and that sword point is facing down, tells me you accept truth, you express truth, you look for truth, you trust that when you feel you found a truth, your truth, that you can trust it, that you can believe in it. We have 3 swords on either side facing in towards this big sword. So that would be 6 of swords, okay? And the 6 of swords is about making peace, moving on, moving away from things, and trusting in the process because we don't know what's coming after that, okay? The 6 of swords is that transitional energy where you're not here in the old way of doing things anymore and you're not in the new way of doing things. So again, this really feels like the world sees you as somebody who's trusting. You've got loyalty. You do seem to have like a Midas touch almost, and people don't quite understand it, but it is your absolute faith and trust that things will turn out the way that they're meant to turn out. As far as your appearance, you appear confident. Some people might consider you sneaky or non-disclosing, okay? Like you don't talk about everything. You keep things to yourself. And some people consider that, which it doesn't matter what they think, okay? Because that's just their opinion. It doesn't mean that that's what you're doing, but they think you're being sneaky or, you know, doing things behind the scenes, putting things in motion or something like that. But some people don't feel like you're very forthcoming with the information that they want. It's not that they need it. It's what they want from you. And what I'm hearing here is more of a gossipy type of energy. So it's not like they need information from you to make a life-changing decision or, you know, anything like that, or even a day-to-day decision. This feels like they may want information that is just like gossipy. Like they want your opinion about somebody else. And you don't talk about people. You don't do that. You don't go there. All right. So again, good strategies here. You're peaceful. Okay. Even in the midst of like chaos, I'm hearing quite a few of you are capable of finding that center of calm, of peace within yourself and allowing spirit to guide you so you can hear the message, that you feel at peace, that you do not stress and worry over what's happening. And some people are like, how do they do this? How can they possibly do this? Okay. And they'll never understand because they don't have the same level of faith. Let's put it that way. They don't have the same level of faith that you have. Okay. All right, let's look at your personal values and your money matters right now. Now, all of this will tie together in the end. Let's see where this develops. All right, so what are your personal values? How do you carry yourself through the world? What's your 7 of Wands? Okay, what are your boundaries? What are your limits for yourself? What are your expectations from other people? And how do you view money? Do you feel trapped by money? Do you feel like you're the one in control of money? Do you feel like money is meant for everyone to be blessed with? What is your perspective on these things? The High Priestess, again, you're a trusting person. Like, you may not have all the answers, but you know that this is just the way it's meant to be. Beautiful energy here. So as far as money goes, if you need money, you set that intention, you set that manifestation in motion by believing that it is yours to have and you're going to receive it. You're a very confident person here for the most part. And if you're not like confident in every aspect of your life, you definitely have a very strong persona, like where people around you think you are. Even if you are not, recently my daughter did a podcast and she looked like she was born to do that. Like she had done it 1,000 times before. And when I talked to her after watching it, she was like, I was so nervous. That's the kind of energy that I'm feeling from this message with this high priestess here. In your second house, which is the second card, by the way, of the tarot deck, the high priestess, is that even though you may be feeling nervous or insecure or doubtful or within yourself, not within your faith. Your faith is strong, but your confidence in yourself may not be as strong as your faith is in spirit. People look at you, and when they look at where you're at in life, what you're doing in life, they see that they look at you and think you're perfectly fine. Okay? And some people are missing some important clues and cues here, which, it would be so wonderful if they could pick up on those things, because it's not something you're going to express or put out there. It does feel like something that should be picked up by them without you having to disclose it. Now, I'm not talking about them reading your mind. I'm not talking about that. They should know from things you have said, things that you have done, where you're coming from. All right, let's move on to house 3, your communications and your short journeys. All right, so your short journeys are your day-to-day life. And this is, communications. Are you able to connect with the people on a daily basis, at work, at home? Are there conflicts? Let's take a look. We've got the 7 of Wands. There's your boundaries that we were talking about here in your first house. Okay, now you have double 7s, by the way, too, which is awesome. I mean, that's about great fortune coming your way, good luck, good fortune, benefits, blessings. But here, your communications, you may not disclose everything. You've got your boundaries. You know when to talk about something, when not to talk about something. You know how to keep certain aspects to yourself. Okay, a good example here would be you've got plans to do something, but if you talk about it before it actually happens, when it doesn't happen, for whatever reason, could be you got injured, could be technical issues, could be you changed your mind. There's always going to be somebody that said, they don't know what they're doing. They promised to do this, or they said they were going to do this, and then they don't do it. Well, you know what? That's why you've learned here to kind of keep things to yourself until you're ready. Until it's the divine timing to disclose those things. So communication, I feel like you're very good at maintaining things so that there's not an actual conflict here. Okay, you kind of hold things at bay. You give just enough information, or you let people in on what's going on to a certain degree, but you're not letting anyone cross the line telling you how it is going to be or what you have to do. And you're certainly not going to divulge anything that you don't want to. All right. Now, I'm also hearing here that this is because you finally learned this lesson in life. In the past, you may have been the type that always said, hey, yeah, I'm planning to do this. And then you found out the hard way through multiple experiences that if you want success in that area, you had to change up how you were doing things. And you did, because you've got the 6 of Wands and you're defending your success here. So now you have that knowledge, you have that experience. All right, and this again is about you persisting, overcoming the challenges within yourself, societal beliefs, and moving past those things that hold us back, that resistance, overt or covert. All right, let's move on to house 4, which is all about your home, your family life. Let's see what's going on here. Queen of Swords. As a Libra or another air sign, you're definitely right at home here. Okay, this feels right now. It doesn't matter what sign you are. This just could be the energy that you are experiencing. This would be Uranus in Aquarius. Okay, so Uranus, deep, dark, unknown, unfelt. Like there's something I'm almost getting. You've just got this feeling that something big and really important is about to happen. This is incredible. This is like very different, very unique. Okay, I am getting a sense of, with that Uranus energy, of independence, breaking free from those things that are ordinary, you know, and this is your home and your family. So there's deep, deep, deep emotions, and maybe you feel like you want to change things up. You want more responsibility, but that brings you more freedom. How does that work? Because it's Aquarius. So I'm getting something about delegating responsibilities within the home, within your family, within the roles of your community, whatever it is that you're closest to, your tribe here. By delegating, by letting go of and fighting, like saying, oh, well, nobody wants to do it the right way, so I'll do it. Letting that go, letting other people have certain responsibilities actually is good for the whole group. It's good for the whole family. And you can feel that. There is this energy within you. And I keep getting this. I don't know how to convey this. It is a distinct feeling of knowing something big is about to happen. Something big and beautiful and freeing. And it could be you can see how, without seeing with your own eyes, but seeing what the future would look like if you could just take and open your hand here and say, you know what, we got 5 members of this family. Each of us has to have responsibilities. Let's each work together to be a family unit. I do feel like there's been a conflict here in the past. And I think instead of explaining yourself here with a 7 of Swords and telling people all of your thoughts about something, you're saying, okay, this is what we need to do, and I expect it to be done. Not in a dictator's type energy, but more of a, you are capable of doing this. And my expectation now as a member of this family, of this group, of this community, whatever it is for you to pull your own weight, to put in, to contribute what you can. And this is something you're good at. Okay, so it's for everyone's benefit. It's not a dictatorship, but you're also not saying, I think that if we all work together and you do this and you do that and you do that, and I want you to do this because, you know, it's the easiest thing for a 5-year-old to do. No, you're bringing and showing them the qualities, their own personal, unique qualities that they're bringing to the table. Big difference. Okay, so you're not over-explaining yourself. You're showing them how their skills and talents as a unique individual benefits the whole. You're not over-explaining. You've got a limit. You're telling them, okay, this is what it is. Here it is. Okay. And then the expectation is there. And I feel that, and you feel, that's the important thing here, is that you feel that if you go about this the right way, that this is actually going to create more cohesion within the family unit. Beautiful energy. All right, let's move on to house 5 here. See where this is going with your romance, creativity, and your children. Okay. We've got the 8 of Wands. Beautiful communication here. Everybody's intertwined here. Everything is together. Everyone's stepping up. Everyone involved. This is funny. I'm hearing no matter what the situation is, whether it's a new romance, a romance that you've been in for 50 years, a family unit, I don't care what the relationship is, everyone has a fear that they're dealing with, that you guys may actually express that in a minor way to each other while you're trying to delegate, while you're trying to figure this out, while you are trying to decide what your role is or what somebody else's role is. It may come out that you say to your child, I'd like you to take care of taking the trash out. And they look at you like, oh my gosh, that's a horrible idea. Or no, I don't want to do it. And you say, but I think you're capable of doing this. And I think you would be the one who's most responsible for doing this. And then they say, but I'm worried that the can is bigger than I am and I'm going to dump it. Okay, so they're going to divulge, and you may divulge a little bit of a worry, a concern, not a big fear, not the one that somebody can hold against you type of fear. This is the resistance. That's exactly what this is. The resistance is actually based from fear. Didn't it say that in the message from the book? Didn't it actually say that? I think it did. Let's see. Yes, it says right here, procrastination is just another kind of fear. So when we say we don't want to do something, or I don't think I can do that, it's our fear that's stepping in the way and keeping us from just doing it. All right, so I do feel like there is an element of that here. So, and some children, some people will actually throw something out there that's a total BS statement. Well, I'm not big enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. No, I gag whenever I smell trash. They're going to give you some BS thing here. And that's that procrastination. And if you see it for what it is, you will move past this. You will be able to persist in getting this bigger global goal achieved. That's where the creativity comes in here. Thinking outside the box, looking at this from a different perspective, being prepared ahead of time for that resistance and knowing how to counter it in some degree. You're not going to have an exact thing laid out. Some of you might, but you're going to be ready when they throw that procrastination or fear or whatever it is at you. Okay. And your heart's going to skip a beat. You're going to be like, oh, wow, I remember this from the reading. And you also will have that pitter patter in your heart of, oh, I don't want my child to suffer, or whoever this is, whatever the relationship is. Don't back down. Okay. Don't back down from that. Fight the resistance, persist, and fight that resistance in a gentle, loving, compassionate manner. Love that for you. All right, let's move on. Now, I'm being told some of you do have a new romance coming in. And Spirit is saying, even though you want this, you think you want this, wasn't that in the message too? Why do we not go after the things that we want? What did it say here? When we keep getting objects placed in our way, we try to get a particular job in a place, field, or particular field, but no matter what we do, it doesn't happen. Okay, wait a minute here. Okay, covert resistance, which occurs when we say we really want to do or have something. So we want the romance, okay, but we feel the resistance not to get in there. And a lot of times when it comes to romance, especially after a heartbreak, betrayal, or something like that, or being alone for a very long time, it's the lack of trust. Okay. And look at this. You've got two cards with the yellow ribbons on them, the yellow ribbons of loyalty, and then of trust. And then you've got the 8 of Wands with the orange ribbon in it, which is strength and courage and bravery. So recognize it for what it is, that yes, you really do want the relationship, but you're afraid that what you've had in the past is going to happen again. And Spirit's asking you to let those feelings go. Let the past be the past and look at this as a brand new experience, one you've never had before because you haven't. You may have had romantic relationships or friendships or jobs, but they're all unique and they are all different. Okay, so this new thing coming your way, especially if it's a romance, let the past go. Okay, break the pattern. If you really want it, get clear on what you want. It may not be the exact thing that you get, but it's going to be what you need. All right, let's move into your work and your health. Okay, so keep in mind, I am not a doctor. I am only giving you the information that Spirit is giving me to give to you. All right, the Fool. Oh, I love this. You are breaking free. You're taking chances here at work. And I don't mean like dangerous chances, but you're giving yourself credit and saying, you know what? I'm capable of leading a team at this point. I've done this enough times. I'm going to ask my boss to let me lead. Let me take charge this time. Or any aspect of your career, your job, you may be saying, I'm capable. I'd like a promotion. I'd like a raise. You're going to take a chance here on something that is going to help you feel better, emotionally feel better. This may be, I'm getting strongly, some of you are asking for a raise, are in need of asking for a raise. And you may think, oh, the boss is just going to laugh at me and on we go. We just keep doing the same old thing. But you know what? Nobody is just going to hand you money for free. I mean, they're just not, I can't say nobody, because I actually had that happen one time where somebody walked up, one of my bosses walked up to me and said, you know, I'm going to give you more money because I've seen your energy, I've seen your effort, and you haven't come to me and asked for a raise. And I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world. And I thought they were joking. I thought they were telling me that I needed to go ask for a raise. So that's what I did. And they just laughed at me. But most people are not going to just give you a raise. Okay. They're not going to work that way. They don't believe in that. Hey, we want to hang on to our money as much as we can. So if you want a raise, you're going to have to speak up. You're going to have to take a chance on yourself, gamble on yourself. All right. Persist. Understand that if you want something, you have to be the one to set the intention of what you want, and then have faith that you deserve it and that you will receive it. All right. I'm also hearing here with this Fool card, with this lucky little puppy dog, whatever, with a stick in his mouth, just marching off, happy as can be. Your health. Some of you may have been down and out, broken ankle, broken toe, twisted, sprained knee, knee surgeries, replacements, hips, something where you weren't agile, you weren't walking the way you normally were. You're freer. You've got more energy. You've got the ability to move again. Now, there could actually be movement within your work. Okay, now elevation would be movement. Taking on more responsibilities. That's a type of movement. But I'm also getting some of you may actually be traveling as part, like a new part of what you have been doing. Or maybe you're getting you've asked for a promotion and now you get to go to a different office. Could be overseas, could be in the next town, could be on a different floor within the building. Movement, growth, okay? There's a change of scenery here. Things are flowing, but this is really good. This feels really good. Okay. Wow, this is a beautiful message here. All right, let's go into your 7th house. And this is about your relationships and your business partnerships. All right, and this is the Moon. So there's some sort of energy of holding back, feeling like you're being held back here in a partnership. It's going to end soon. We have an eclipse here. Okay, it's hard to say if that's the moon blocking the sun or if the sun is coming up over the moon. It looks like the moon is blocking the sun. So an eclipse here, a lunar eclipse, or a solar eclipse, sorry. And we did just have a solar eclipse. So maybe recently something happened that's kind of got you feeling not totally connected. Maybe that's why we're feeling this energy here within your home and your family life of wanting this change. And maybe you can feel it. The moon, deep emotions, deep pit of your stomach, knowing, understanding, connection, deep emotions, even without being able to clearly see. I don't know why I'm being drawn to the number 18, but I am looking at this as 8 minus 1 is 7, which is the 7th house you're in right now. But you've got the 7 of Swords directly across from this. And 2 cards from the 7 of Swords is the 7 of Wands. And then 2 cards from the Moon is the 8 of Wands. So there's something here about those numbers for you. Shall I refer to the angel number book? I think we're going to. So we're going to do 78. 718. I'm sorry, 718. Let's see what the book tells us about that. Be wise. Make good fiscal choices. So this is about partnerships, okay? And relationships and business partnerships. Make good fiscal choices. Your angels are alerting you to watch your recent financial habits. It's a little reminder that honoring your money will honor you. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that in a long time. I say that all the time. When somebody gives me money back, cash back from when I've given them money, I always take a moment and line up all of my bills so that they face the same way, up, and the faces all face the same way. And my father taught me to do that when I was very young. And he says, if you take care of your money will take care of you. So here is that coming through. If you've ever heard that before, put it in the comments. All right. So this says in here, to continue the angel number, take 20 minutes today to review recent spending habits and consider how the purchases you've made have either helped or hindered you. Resistance or persistence. Did it hold you back from doing something you wanted? Did it propel you or keep you in the energy of where you wanted to be? Was it going towards something good? All right, so maybe you haven't really paid that much attention to your finances lately in your home life with your partner or with your business partner. Maybe with your relationships too, your friendships. Are you the one always like hosting parties at your house and everyone else just comes to you and eats for free and drinks for free? Or do you always go out and pick up the tab if you go for coffee? Those little things, okay? And how is that affecting your overall life? Okay. I don't see too many of you being taken advantage of, but there could be that, like, you just didn't even realize you were doing it. Okay, that's where that moon energy is coming through here. So that could be in work. It could be in your personal relationship of some sort. Okay, so take a little bit closer look at your money, your finances, how you've been spending, what you've been spending on, and why you've been spending it on that. Maybe you'll discover, like I recently did, that I was spending an awful lot of money on vegetables when I didn't have to. I mean, I'm eating every bit of those vegetables and now I'm growing my own, but it seemed like an extraordinary amount of money to be spending on vegetables. And what I realized is I had stopped going to the farmer's market and was buying at the grocery store. So just a simple little thing like that. I mean, we're talking 3 times the much buying from the grocery store as I was if I just spent the time to go to the farmer's market on the weekend. And I didn't even realize that I had been doing that I was spending that much more. So it's just a simple thing that's not in your face. Okay. It might be in the back of your mind that, like I was, like, oh, I need to go back to the farmer's market. But it wasn't that big of a deal. All right, let's move on and take a look at house 8. This is the house of shared resources. So who you live with, where you spend your money, or other things of tangible good. Okay, resources, information. Also, this is your house of inheritance. And I'm going to briefly explain that does not mean that somebody dies and wills you a bunch of money. The inheritances means things that are gifted to you. Okay, passed on to you. So it could be DNA, it could be information, your family history, whatever it is you are inheriting. And it usually has a connotation of something beneficial to you. Okay. So keep that in mind. And this also is the house of your secrets, the things that you don't tell other people, or maybe that you just don't want other people to know. Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave it right there and see what's going on. You've got the Two of Wands. Now these two wands are crossing, and they've got a green ribbon wrapped around them. And the branches, the two wands, have new buds that are just about to pop open. So there is something about, you're okay. You feel balanced. You've made a decision to share your wealth, your resources, and you're okay with that. You're balanced with that. You're moving forward with that. There could even be growth. So like if you live with roommates and each of you has to pay $500 a month towards all expenses towards living in this place, you've all been doing that. It's working out, but I'm also getting that each of you thought you had to pay $500, but you really only had to pay like $498. Okay, it wasn't $500, but everybody's been paying that $500. So every month that's gone by, if there's 5 people in the house and 5 people are paying $2 over, that's $10 every month. And if this has been going on for a year, that's $100, $120, whatever you want to look at it as. So there's growth here. Okay. Now all of a sudden you realize, hey, we've got that $100 and $120, whatever it is. Let's have a party. Let's do something. Let's buy something nice for the place. Okay. So your shared resources are awesome. I'm also getting that, crossroads. So something here, let me pause to figure out what this crossroads means for you. Okay. So what I'm getting from this is it's a point where you're going to be making a very important decision that has long-lasting consequences. Okay. Or it could also be just a joining of your resources. So maybe this new romance, maybe you're just moving into a new place. It feels like it's that point where you're making the decision. All right. So that may be something you haven't divulged to someone else, that you're about to move in with someone, or that you're about to move out. It feels more like a joining. Okay, a decision that brings two things together. Okay, so maybe at this point you have decided and you've talked with your partner about buying a house. Okay, so that's what this feels like with that crossroads. Crucial, big, important decision. Okay, and you're not making it yourself. There is someone else, at least one other person involved in this. And again, we have that analogy of the roommates, okay? So this is actually a very good upcoming energy, I feel, for most of you. It's going to be kind of like a surprise here. Like somewhere in the back of your heads, you knew that you were all paying $2 more a month, but $2 is like nothing. It's not even enough to buy a coffee, okay? So it wasn't like it was bothering you to be putting that extra in, and it's going to be kind of like a gift, an inheritance. Like maybe your landlord says, hey, do you guys realize you've been overpaying every month? I thought you were doing that so that, you could take it off of the last month's rent of the year or whatever, or the lease. And they're like, so I have to refund you this money. It's like a blessing. It's a gift. It's a bonus, something that you receive from someone else that gives you a benefit. Absolutely love that for you. All right. And yeah, I don't see you divulging like buying a house with your partner or a friend, buying a new car, moving to a new place with somebody, whatever it is, whatever your secret is, it's a secret. You're not going to be talking about it or divulging that until you're prepared to. Okay. And this is across from your 7 of Wands here on this 12 houses spread. All right, let's move on and take a look at house 9, your teachings, learnings, and your long-term goals in life. All right, so you've got the 3 of Swords. You've learned a lot. You've been through a lot. You've overcome a lot of heartbreak, disappointment, challenges. But look at this. Everything has come together to give you knowledge, to give you confidence, to build your trust. There's 2 swords that are crossed and they're pointing up. Okay, that's the 2 of Swords. The information you didn't have, and what I'm hearing from this 3 of Swords, these things occurred because you had to go through them in order to grow. You didn't have the information until you experienced the situation, and it brought growth. It brought truth. It brought understanding of maybe the way relationships work, the way work works, the way you think. It can be anything here, but these are just like the disappointments in life that we have to learn to overcome. And we can't learn these things if we don't experience them. Okay, somebody can sit there and tell you the pain of bearing a child during childbirth is the most excruciating thing that you could ever possibly do. And like the cramping, the this, the pulling, the tearing, the ripping, the inability to breathe, whatever it is. And you think you've got it, okay, but you can't truly understand that until you've experienced the depth of that, okay? And that's not to deny anybody. I'm not saying if you haven't gone through it that you haven't lived, I'm just saying, okay, if you have never dated somebody, okay, say you're an innocent and you've never dated anybody, and then the first person you date for a year, it's a beautiful relationship, you're deeply in love with them, and then they leave. They don't want to date you anymore. That's heartbreaking, and that's an experience you would not have until you date somebody, okay? I think you get it. I know you get it. So these are just the life lessons that you've had to go through. These are your long-term things. Like your goals in life may be based on the wisdom that you have learned from your past experiences, is what I'm hearing. So you have learned. Oh, I'm hearing, something grasshopper, Karate Kid. I don't know what the saying was. It just went out the window. Something about you've learned a lot, grasshopper, or you've come a long way, grasshopper. I don't even remember what it was. Maybe it was from Jiminy Cricket, because there's a grasshopper in that. Or Pinocchio. Jiminy Cricket, the character. Anyways, that's beautiful. That tells me you've used the wisdom of your experiences to plan your future, to look towards the future and say, hey, I know not to speak up about my plans until I'm ready to put them into action. I know enough to trust spirit to bring me what is meant for me, maybe not exactly what I was picturing. So again, maybe you were picturing a Maserati, bright red, and that's what you really wanted. But Spirit's like, we know you've got a lead foot, and in your town, the police like to go after red Maseratis. So maybe we'll give you a blue one instead. Okay? So you may not always get exactly what you want, but you're going to still get that manifestation. I love that analogy. Thank you, Spirit. I had to point out my right ear just started itching deep inside. So if you're experiencing that, please drop that in the comment, because it just stopped. Okay, so somebody was like, maybe clearing their ear, wanting to hear this a little bit better. Did I actually hear that? Is what I'm hearing from you, somebody out there. All right, let's move into house 10. This is about your vocation, your career goals, your aspirations for work and income and abundance, and whether it's money or other forms, okay? Because you can volunteer as a philanthropist, do things your whole life where you're gifting other people. But what is, this is where you gain the most benefit. Personal satisfaction. All right, let's take a look at this. The 8 of Cups. Leaving things in the past where they belong, okay? right next to the Three of Swords. Gaining the wisdom from the experience, not crying over spilt milk, but taking the wisdom and moving forward. All right, this has been a building. You've been stacking your cups. Oh, I love that. Stacking your cups. Your cups are your emotions. It's your experiences. It's what you've been partaking in, and you've been stacking those one on top of the other. Okay, that's another 7 because we have the one that's fallen off the top here. But that's an 8. So you got the 8 of Cups. I mean, this is incredible, the numerology here. All right, you've been stacking those cups, which tells me you've been stacking the deck in your favor. You've been learning the lessons. You've seen the patterns. You're gaining the wisdom and putting that information to good use. So for your future, your career, your abundance, whatever brings in your desire to keep on going, to keep moving forward, to keep persisting. Love this message. All right, we're not going to keep going here, okay? We're going to move into your 11th house, which is about your friends, your groups, and your communities, your tribes, where you feel like you fit in, okay? That also is the Queen of Swords energy down here of house and of home and family. Where do you feel like you belong? And with that Queen of Swords, with people who are truthful, honest, clear, you know, no games. We speak and we feel as a unit. All right, so let's see what we have here. Friends, groups, and communities. The Wheel of Fortune. You feel very, very lucky. Okay, you feel very fortunate that you have the people in your life that you have in your life. You feel blessed by your family, by your friends, by your co-workers, by your boss, by your community leaders. You feel blessed. And you know what? The more gratitude you have shown, the more your wisdom has grown and the more your blessings and feeling like you belong where you're at. All of that grows. And the only way that the Wheel of Fortune turns is through your determination. You set things in motion. You decide what direction you want that wheel to go. Are you going to think positive and take the wisdom and move forward? Or are you going to be negative and keep looking at the past and regretting things that have happened and cause that wheel to go backwards before you can move forward again? And it's so much harder to take a wheel or a stone or any object that is moving this way, okay, into the past, and then try to stop it for one, and then start it moving in the other direction. So that takes a lot of energy. And we all do this to ourselves. Occasionally, we get stuck in that slow roll into the past. So we have to slow it down. We have to learn the wisdom of the lesson. That's the pause. Okay, after that pause is when we can start the motion of moving it forward. And once we get that moving forward, what happens? It can go pretty quickly because it's already in motion. No resistance. We understand. We have faith. We have belief. We have the manifestation. We are grateful for the things in our life. All right, so that is beautiful. I know this is not the World card, but I am hearing some sort of cycle is over. Something's, a door's being closed on something that maybe was difficult to deal with. I'm getting in a particular community, somebody has gone on that created challenging energy on a pretty regular basis. They're gone. And if they're not gone yet, they're going to be gone. All right. Let's look at your final house, house 12. What's going on in the unconscious, the subconscious, behind the scenes, in the hidden realm, beyond the veil, wherever you want to look, okay? What is happening there? The Six of Swords. Things are being healed. Look at this, and it came full circle. The Seven of Swords is right next to it, and here's the Six of Swords that comes first. And that's what I love about the 12 houses spread, is it's cyclical. Okay, it's building upon. It's how that Wheel of Fortune is going to roll and grow. I absolutely love this. So what you don't know, what you don't see, but you might be feeling it. Again, that deep feeling in your gut that things are going to get easier. Something good and beneficial and beautiful is about to happen. And it's healing. It will be healing. Absolutely love this message for you. So you may not see this coming, but you feel it. You feel it in the pit of your stomach. You know it's coming your way. And you're not talking about it, but you're trusting spirit, the universe, your God, the collective consciousness, whatever it is, you're trusting that. I am going to end your 12 houses portion of this right here. I am going to get you an oracle message, and it's going to be an angel number. All right, let's see what your angel number oracle card is here. You've got a lot of numerology. You've got 0, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then you've got the 0 here of the Fool. You've got the 6, the 7, you've got the double 2 over here. Directly across from the 2 of Wands, you've got the High Priestess. Across from the 7, you've got the 18, which could be a 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now you're moving into a whole different area of numerology, of moving forward, being on the right path. So let's see what the angel number oracle message is here. Remember to fight the resistance. Be prepared when you hear yourself coming up with excuses. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? And if I move forward on this, am I worth it? Yes, you're worth it. It will be worth it. Even if you fail miserably at it, it is still worth it because you've learned and gained important information. All right, and sometimes we just have to experience the negative in order to get the wisdom to grow, to expand. All right, your number is 1010, so 1010. It is always up to you, my loves. Take things in moderation. Be patient. Go with the flow whenever you can. Keep that ball and wheel turning in your favor. Be clear what you're thinking. Be clear in your communications. Experience the joy, the gratitude, the happiness. We do have movement here again. Within your career, within yourself. Could be a home, could be something else. There is self-realization. Understanding who you are, what your limits are, what your boundaries are, how far you're willing to go, and where your cutoff point is in tolerating other people's or yourself, okay, in certain areas. Then we also have taking the action. So it's not just about thinking, it's not just about praying, it's about believing it's going to happen and then taking the steps that Spirit guides us towards to do what we have to do, okay? Maybe we're being guided to give that $500 a month instead of the $498. It's those simple little things. Here we are, taking the action, looking at the money, the finances within our business partnerships. All right, it says here, it is time to put your long-cherished ideas into action. Move forward, take a chance. All right, the Fool card there. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, the appropriate circumstances, and or the appropriate resources for this situation. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as a brand new opportunity or opportunities, as long as you can trust in the process, okay? Trust the process. It's the experiences that we have to go through. All right, my loves, if this has been your message or you've just enjoyed this, please tickle tap, booper zap that like button, claim it in the comments. And again, this message is for all signs. If it resonates with you, great. If it does not, do not take on somebody else's difficulty. I am hearing for those Libras, somebody's birthday is 10/10, October 10th. This may be a call out to you, a shout out to you. Spirit just told me to give you a blessing. Tell you what blessings are coming. Something that you can actually look forward to and count on to keep you, get that ball, to keep the wheel from further going into the negative, or stopping it, or starting it rolling in the right direction. Blessings have different effects at different times. All right, so the basket, recognition, see, and reward for merit. And it came out right on that Seven of Swords, which is where at the very beginning we were saying that you're a planner, you're a strategist, you're trusting in things, okay? You will be recognized for your talents, your skills, your abilities, but you're also going to do that for people in your family, maybe even your workplace. All right, if you're interested in personal reading, email me. I'll send you all the details. I do have a special going on for all of my email subscribers, but I can't send out a mass email right now because my Microsoft isn't working right, but I do have a photo of it, the information, the special deal, so I will send that to you if you email me. All right, I love you guys to pieces, and I wish you a blessed and beautiful day. Bye-bye.